Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back. Today, we are talking about a super important topic, and that is all about energy, what is blocking it, what is draining it, and truly how you can take your energy back. This is actually one of my favorite topics because I believe that if we can understand energy, which we all know everything is energy. We are energetic beings here in this physical body. So if we can understand energy, our energy, um, we could just have a really more amazing life. I know so many people are struggling with lack of energy, fatigue, health issues, all of these things. And I really want to empower you today to just become aware. Some of these things that I might share with you today, they might not be like brand new revelations for you. They also might be. But some of these things might just be like the universe reminding you, like, oh, we've been trying to tell you about this one, but like pay attention now because like you might have had it in the back of your mind and now it's like, oh, okay, like I hear you, universe. Let's implement this. So I have made a list of just like things that I felt really called to share about because like I said, this is super important to manage your energy. I just don't think like there's not a class in school that teaches us like your energy 101, how to manage it. And I think that that maybe would have been one of the most important classes that we could have had as children. And because now here as adults, so many of us are unsure why we don't have energy. We are trying to manage our energy. We're trying to get more. We are using substances like caffeine. We are pharmaceutical, like all of these things, right? So again, as I share this list, also by no means is this exhaustive. Like I'm probably only touching the surface, but I really want people to have a clear understanding of the things that are draining your energy. And as I go through, I figured it would just be easiest to, as I go through, um, give you like tips and tricks and hacks and solutions along the way. So I just think that that's going to be the easiest way to lay it out rather than like telling you the blocks and then telling you. So, um, but first, I think it's important to understand really, truly, we are energetic beings. And so, as I say, some of the things that are draining your energy and blocking your energy, you're going to really realize that like some of these things are very physical and some of these things are very energetic. And I think that's important to point out because one of my favorite things really is merging the spiritual and the physical. Like that's really my journey. And probably so many is I tried all of the physical things. I got improvements. I got help, but things kept coming back. So then I went all into spirituality and maybe a little too far at times. We're thinking like, oh, like just be in the ethers, but that's not the solution either. Everything is energy, but it's about grounding that into the physical. So when we can merge these two worlds, that's when that's when we have divine alignment. That's when we feel so good in this vessel that we have chosen to live life in. So, um, let's dive in. Let's dive in. Also, I'm going to be starting at a macro level and then going to the micro level. I feel like that was the easiest way to categorize it all. So, on a macro level, let's begin. Of course, I have to start with this trauma. Trauma is one of the biggest things. Oh, I should also preface this is not diagnostic advice. I'm not telling you to quit any of your medications, consult your doctor, all of that good juicy stuff. Trust your intuition. Again, I invite you to just feel in your body what is going to feel true for you. So trauma, when I say trauma, there is big trauma, little trauma, doesn't really matter. it's impacting your energy. So, you know, another thing that I really want to preface with and have people understand is that, you know, someone once described it as like every day. I just thought this was the best analogy. Every day we're literally given like a bucket of energy. And we're still in this physical world. So it runs out. It runs out. So like I'm not telling you or giving you unrealistic expectations that like you can have endless energy forever, unless you're like, I don't know, maybe going through your Kundalini awakening or something, then you may have boundless energy that doesn't run out. But until then, until we transcend these bodies, we do have a limited supply. But anyways, what this guy said is he said that every day we are given like a bucket of energy, and it's like all of these things every day drain our energy. And gosh, I wish I could remember, because it was like these so many things I learned that I forget, and it might have been a few people. Anyways, they said that imagine with trauma, it's like your bucket is starting half full. So like you wake up every day, you have this full bucket of energy. If you have unresolved trauma, it's like starting your day with like the bucket half full, a quarter full, 10% full. Like that's what trauma does in the body when it's not released and when it's not healed, and when we're not getting to the energetic root and releasing these emotions. And so there are a few ways to release trauma. And first of all, there's the energetic ways to release trauma, and then the physical ways to release trauma. So energetically, obviously, hypnotherapy, one of my favorite tools. There's also going to be tapping and meditation, and just all of these ways that we can create new beliefs, new mental models, new neural pathways that tell the mind that we are not in this traumatic experience anymore. We are in a different experience. We no longer need to live this pathway. We can create this new pathway. So if, for example, you know, and I really, really want people to understand, it's not just like the big things like being raped or molested or homeless. Like, yes, these are very traumatic things and absolutely need to be healed, but like it can be these really little experiences that you wouldn't even think would be a big deal, that create trauma in the body and in the mind. And releasing those it frees up. It gives you space for more energy and to feel better. I know for myself personally, like it really was, because while I think as we all have experienced the spectrum of larger traumas to smaller traumas. And for me, honestly, it was sometimes healing like those smaller traumas that like freed up so much energy for me. So that's how we address it physically or spiritually. To address it physically, we live in physical bodies, which, you know, for a long time, like I said, I thought that I could just heal everything spiritually. And I also thought for a long time just physically, but there are a lot of things we can do to release trauma from the body. That is going to be all of the somatic work. That is going to be breath work. That is going to be massage. That is going to be like these physical modalities of literally releasing the trauma from the body. So, I personally haven't experienced this, but I know I've heard of many people having like massage or something, and they'll get like emotional or get really happy or like things like that, right? Because it's like it's moving trauma through the body. So, have to take care of these physical bodies. Okay, the next thing that drains our energy that I don't believe anyone is talking about right now, and that is ascension. You guys, ascension takes energy. It takes a lot of energy. And a lot of people are in ascension right now. Give yourself a break, give yourself a rest, release the judgment. If you can't, if you've done all of the other things on this list, and here's the thing, I put this like at the top because I think that this is one of the biggest things right now. Ascension. We are ascending. Our consciousness is rising, whatever. And it takes a lot of energy. You are literally recalibrating yourself to a higher octave, to a higher frequency. That takes energy. So this isn't, again, all of these things are not going to be bad. Like this is a great thing. So it's like, if you have no energy, it's because your body is like preparing for ascension and recalibrating to a higher frequency. You honor that, you rest, you allow, you eat, you nourish, you get in nature, whatever it is that your body is asking for you. So don't judge it. Ask if this is the case for you. If that feels true in your body, honor it. Honor it. Okay. So the next thing that is draining a lot of our energy is ancestral, karmic, and genetic / epigenetic traumas, knots in the body, basically. Because what happens, this is a harder one for a lot of people because we don't always consciously know like what our ancestors went through, what our lineage is, and all of these things. And like maybe we're not connected to our ancestors or our past lives, but this can play a role. And so I mean, in my sessions for hypnotherapy, we have gone, people always go where they need to go. Whether that's this life or a past life. So past life healing can be super, super healing, but I don't want people to get hung up on past lives because there's plenty to heal in this life. But the reason why I bring this one up, because I think it's so important, is the genetic aspect. We have been programmed to believe that much of our conditions are genetics. I don't believe that to be true. I don't believe that to be true. I believe that most of it is epigenetic. And I did a whole episode about this. I will link that below. I believe that what genetics is you saw growing up, we saw this, I have experienced this in my life. We see growing up how our parents deal with stressors. So for example, your mother got migraines growing up. Every time she was stressed, she got a migraine. That imprints the belief that this is how the body deals with stress, migraine. The body has to deal with stress in one way or another. So it goes to what it knows, what it saw growing up, right? This isn't always the case. Doesn't mean you have, like, not everyone does this. Maybe you didn't have a great relationship with your parents. And so you don't take on any of the trait, you have completely different ways that you cope and have dealt with your trauma. And that's great or not great, depending on what it is. And so I believe, and like obesity, like how many people just grow up in this environment where food is what their parents just use. Like they saw their parents celebrate with food, not feeling good with food. Like food was just what the go-to. And so then the child learns like this is the go-to for coping, right? So the best way to truly heal this is to decide, take your power back. I get to control my genetics. I get to create a new lineage, a new way of being, a new paradigm. And truly, when you do this, not only do you heal yourself, you heal your parents, you heal your ancestors, you heal past lives. So it has this ripple effect. And that's incredible. That's incredible. So this is how we really, really begin to truly heal and to take our energy back. Okay, now next, I want to dive into physical things. Like I said, unfortunately, we can't, I don't believe we can if you are a sensitive being, I don't believe that we can outdo these physical things just quite yet. Potentially in our ascension, we will be able to, but as of now, we still have these physical things that we need to attend to so that our beautiful, precious bodies can have more energy. Okay. So that is going to be diet. Like, I don't even need to talk about this. You guys know. But I think another thing, like a little subcategory of diet that not people maybe not are not talking about, is going to be under eating and overeating. These can also drain your energy. So make sure you're either getting enough food or not giving yourself too much food. Obviously there's lines. There's like if this is something you struggle with, please seek help for this, because I know for myself in the past, like, oh my gosh, talk about an energy drain. Eating disorders and disordered eating is like, it's basically all your energy, just like thinking about that. So, but I think a lot of people just struggle with disordered eating. And so food, nourishing these sweet, beautiful bodies, like giving them what they need. Some days that might be a lot, right? Especially if you're in the ascension process. Other days, it might not be like anything, right? It's listening and learning what our bodies need. And it's very different right now. It's very different right now as we are ascending and as we are growing and raising our consciousness. It's different. It's going to be different. So what you needed last year, yesterday, it's going to be different. And so honoring that and honoring these beautiful, beautiful body temples that we get to live in. It's a process. So be gentle with yourself. Water, good quality water. I have talked about this before. So important. But also if you feel like you're drinking a ton and it's like going right through you, which is what I was experiencing, adding electrolytes and or salt, good quality salt, sea salt, Himalayan salt, whatever you want. I love adding electrolytes, and I have found that has helped me tremendously. Nutritional deficiencies, you guys already know, like there are still deficiencies that we need to be looking after. Toxins, chemicals, and pollutants, whether it's in the water, the air, the food. Unfortunately, we live in a very toxic world. So it's not to be fearful or to put yourself in a little bubble and not go anywhere. It's not about doing that. It's just about how do we do the best we can with what we know. So whether that's getting some EMF protection, getting a good water filter, getting a good air filter, all of these things are just going to help give you back some energy, because your body will not be, your body is a detoxifier. It knows how to detox these things, but if we can help it out a little bit, it doesn't have to struggle so hard and take so much energy to do that. Lack of nature, essentially, and sunshine. Sunshine, like literally think about the sun and how much energy that has. That is like literally free energy. Now, if you are like myself and are in the Pacific Northwest, where like today, I don't even believe that I will get the opportunity to be graced by the sweet mother sun. So if this is the case for you, as it is for me, there are a few things you can do, and that is taking vitamin D orally and also red light therapy, both of which I do daily, especially during the winter months. But also grounding, just connecting to the earth. Again, free energy. The earth has so much energy in it. Just like literally just putting your feet in the ground every day. I do it every morning, without question, rain, shine, snow, I ground. And I guess the last is like a physical and a non-physical kind of, but unhealthy relationships. So I guess the non-physical is the relationship, but the physical is the person. So this can be a really hard one for people, but this can be such a drain of your energy. If you are giving of yourself, your energy to a person who is not in alignment. This can be so hard because really there is only two options, and that is to either remove these people from your life or to set boundaries. But if you want to take your energy back and there is someone in your life or someone's people, multiple people, setting boundaries or removing these people will free up so much energy within you. Okay, so I don't need to go too deep into this one. This is like something that I think many people just have to work through, and it's not an easy process to have these conversations and to set these boundaries, but it's really powerful if you have the courage and really go through with this. And what an act of self-love, because also know like you are not fully able to, you're not really honoring that person if you know that your soul isn't in alignment, because your energy that you are giving to them isn't pure, right? And so just like maybe take a look at the relationships in your life, like which ones feel good and which ones are like the people that I leave and I like you're just drained, right? Like those are the relationships that you're going to want to look at. And I get it, like maybe this is a family member or something, so that's where it's like just set the boundaries, like this is the main amount of time I'm available for, right? Like you're going to have to figure out what that looks like for you, but this is a really, really, really important and powerful one. And lastly, I want to dive into just some micro things that are sucking your energy. And I think that it can really be these micro leaks that add up, because a lot of people can have like a lot of these little micro things. And that's when that add up to a macro thing. So number one, social media, obviously. Like, how often are you checking your phone? How often are you going onto Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube? I totally forgot the name of that new one. I don't even have it, you guys. The one where everyone's dancing. Wow, I can't even believe that's so funny. It's so like not even in my reality that I totally forgot the name. Wow. It'll come to me. It'll come to me. One where all the teenagers are dancing and telling you what to do. It's, 5 ways, whatever. You guys know which one I'm talking about. That's so funny. TikTok. TikTok. Not going. So every time we go on these apps, we are literally engaging with a person, engaging in air quotes, and you are giving a part of your energy to this person, whether we realize it or not. Like, no wonder we're so tired. We're giving our energy to like hundreds of people every day. Like, I think the average person, like, how many people do you follow on social media and seeing their posts, watching their stories, watching their reels, whatever? It's a lot of energy. Emails, right? Like, that's a lot of energy. The news. Please just, I'm just going to say, please just don't watch the news. Please just don't. Like, I don't know. At this point in my life, I haven't watched the news in years and years and years. And I just am like, if I need to know about something, I'll just find out. People will be talking about it. I don't need to watch. Wars going on. Like, Sure, I'll hear about it. Do I need to go watch about it? No, that doesn't suit my energy. Worrying and sending out worry does not help the war, number one. Two, this just drains my energy. So what can I do? I can send it love. I can send humanity love. And in doing so, though, I get more energy. How beautiful is that? So just being mindful, really, like with our phones, with our devices, all of these things, it's just about being mindful. It's about cultivating a relationship where you run the device, you run your computer, you run your phone rather than them running you. So like if you have your phone on and you are available 24/7, that's an energy suck. So you're going to want to, I don't know, again, maybe that's a priority to you. If you have children, I don't. So I'm in a different stage of life than maybe someone else, but I definitely am not available 24/7. I sleep with my phone on airplane mode. My phone is on airplane mode for like the first 2 hours after I get up. Like right now, I'm recording this. My phone is on do not disturb. When I have something to get done, we are on do not disturb. Like not being available all the time. Like even if you don't consciously think you are, your subconscious mind knows that someone could reach out anytime and I would answer it, right? And then, oh, this is a really big one. It's a micro thing, but it can have a macro effect if you have too many or if you delay it. And that is making decisions. This was a big one for me. I realized I had so many little decisions that I hadn't made in my life. That drains your energy. So think about that energy bucket. Like, how many decisions do you have that you're not making? Make a decision. This is my medicine in so many ways. And I'm going to get into I'll get into at the very end. There's something that we can do to help us make decisions. But lastly, I just want to finish up these micro things. So people pleasing, perfectionism, complaining, all of these are little things that we do. And how often do I've noticed this? It's a phenomena in human beings. I don't notice this as much anymore, but I do still notice this. Human beings connect, bond over negativity. It's like, how are you doing? Well, whatever war, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And it's like the pandemic. I was like, okay, like, what about, was there something positive? So I have tried to, whenever I meet someone and, we just get to talking and it goes to the negative, like, it's like a bonding thing. I try and just flip it. Okay, like, or add humor or something, because it's like, really, that's an energy drain. Just complaining about, yeah, we get it. That happens. There's a war, there's a pandemic, whatever. Cool. Let's talk about something that like gives us both energy. Okay. I'm not trying to be like rude or dismissive or whatever, but just know that sending it this negativity, we're literally amplifying the negative. So yes, like grieve, take your time, your process, whatever you need to do with a therapist, with a loved one, like please take time to grieve, to let it out. But just like this perpetual negativity is not giving anyone any energy. Okay, we made it through the list. And a thing that I want to also cover that I just like, I keep mentioning on podcasts that I need to do a whole podcast on this, but human design, understanding your energy type is huge. And like I mentioned, making decisions. Once you understand your authority, which is how you make decisions, huge. So for me, I'm a projector. Learning this completely changed my paradigm, my way of life, because I was able to see that I don't have a defined sacral, which is how generators and manifesting generators, which are the majority of the population, they create their own energy. I don't. Learning this freed me because I was always wondering why I didn't have as much energy as so many people. And I get more tired more easily. But for so many years, I was like, I mean, we're in a generator and manifesting generator world. And so I would just like push myself. And it led to so many health issues because that's just not how we work in the world. It's just not how I work. And so understanding my energy, and I'm a splenic projector. So that's how I make decisions. My spleen. That has been a whole learning for me. And splenic projectors, they make decisions like that. Like if you tune into your spleen, it is the most, they say that splenic projectors are the only energy type. Using your spleen is the only energy that like you make decisions in the moment because you just know right then. Whereas like emotional authority, like you feel into the emotions. There's the different types. So again, I've done so much learning, but I feel like such a novice still when it comes to human design. But just learning that system can really help you manage your energy, especially if you are a projector, manifester, or reflector. And lastly, I just want to invite you to take the time to claim your power, to claim your energy. A practice that I do at the end of every day, I think this is a really fun practice, is I literally shake my body, just shake it out. I scream a little bit if I need to. And I just do like a whole body like shake. And then after I do that, I do it for like literally like 10 to 20 seconds. Like it's nothing big. And after I do that, I just sit down and I place my hand over my heart, one over my solar plexus, sacral. And I just say, I call all my energy back from all time, dimensions, spaces, places, people, and realities. And I just allow my energy to fill back into me. Because again, all throughout the day, we are sending out our energy. Oh my gosh, like even just doing that now, I feel refreshed, enlivened. I can literally feel my energy coming back to me. So this is a great practice to do at the end of each day. Highly recommend it. And ultimately, coming back to your breath, coming back to yourself, coming back to nature. So important. Like we have so many tools to give us more energy. And we're utilizing the ones so often that are the fake energy, but we have real energy all around us. And lastly, I just also want to say like honoring if you're tired. It could be ascension, right? Honoring that, letting that be. And also knowing that you can ask for guidance. You can ask to be shown what you need for more energy and to be shown what your energetic body needs. So I hope these all were helpful for you. I would love to hear which one stood out for you. Let me know and let me know you're listening. Share a screenshot at Life as Jasmine Elise. And until next time, I am sending you all infinite love and light.